Hey there, YouTube. Yeah, well, I've had a very good 3 days. I just had some interesting thoughts sitting out here in the woods, right, on how they try to divide us and make us not be like each other. And it's so funny now that I sit and think about it. Like, I grew up in the city mostly. I didn't have much trees or forest or the grasslands or anything like that. So when I would come out to the country, I was in the swamp, I was in the mud, I was on trees, I was everything, right? And then when I got moved out here permanently, my skills that I learned in the city really came in handy out here in the woods because I was very hyper aware of my surroundings growing up where I did. So I remember like being there in the woods and trying to, I'd sit there very quiet and try and listen to their sounds, right? Because the city sounds were different. So when I came to the wood sounds were different and still the same predators that could kill you or hurt you. So I sat and I would listen, and you can hear the different sizes and different walks of things. You know, if it's a bird jumping around, if it's a heavy bird, you know things, right? So we're no different. We just have different environments, but the skills are the same. I could run and climb trees just as fast as I can run away from that bully around the corner that I just knocked in the back of the head because he's a punk. He was way bigger than me. I couldn't beat him up. But I didn't go around him. I always went towards him. I don't know why, because I don't like bullies and I will fight you. If you can beat me, that was good, but I'll fight you every day if you keep picking on me because I don't care. I had two big brothers that I had to put up with. You think you was something? I'm talking 10 and 12 years older than me. When they taught me how to fight, they put me through walls. You couldn't hurt me. All you did was make me mad. My point is, they try and tell you you're different. If you don't adapt, you die. I could have lived my whole life in the city and lived prosperous, or I could have came out here and got ate by a damn coyote or a snake or whatever. But I took the time to sit down and listen instead of just do, because I knew there was danger out there. Doesn't matter where we go. It's been proven that for at least 300,000 years, we can go anywhere. But we have to be patient and we have to accept our environment around us and learn it, or else it'll kill us. But they tell us, oh no, they're city kids. Oh no, they woods kids. And we believe that. You can get killed just taking a dang on shower. Slip, boom. It could, or it could just cripple you, or just give you a damn arthritis for the rest of your life. It's still an experience, and it was a simple task, but it could kill you. I don't think there's sin or anything bad that is natural. I think it can be overused from people being ashamed of it. Even though I couldn't do certain things like, oh, you can't go hunting, you're a girl. You can't go do this, you're a girl. Get out that tree, you're a girl. Baby, I pick stuff up with my feet all the time. My feet have always been a second part of my hands. In the city, I had to learn with my left hand just as well as my right hand. I could jab you. You couldn't get, it didn't matter, southpaw, right paw, it didn't matter. I was a boxer, but I was also a street fighter. It didn't have to come in handy out here. They tried to say, oh, you from New York, and they tried to bully me. 6 of them wanted to jump me. I caught one of them in the bathroom. That's all you need to do. I didn't have to really fight nobody else unless they were out of line. And I've fought, two of the hardest fights in my life were with my best friends because they jumped in on a fight they had no business. I don't care if you're my enemy or not, I'm still going to treat you fairly. Best person at that time can win. That's what it is, right? Either you make up after that or you keep fighting until the problem's solved. That's the way I grew up, but we went home. We didn't kill each other. You know, that's what you guys got to understand. We worked it out. Even if it was a fight every day until each of us got tired of fighting, we went home. We did not die. And we didn't have to give up our way or our will. You know? We could fight out of everything from you're a country person to you're a city person. We can fight about this flag or this whatever or that whatever. This religion, that belief, whatever. You can do that all you want. There's still children that are getting shot in theaters, at people's doors for making mistakes, at getting in the wrong car. These are children. Children. You know better, people. This is our fault, and we have to fix it. Now, we can drop all this bullshit about our lines and our flags and our colors and all this bull crap. We know better than a thug that thinks he can run the neighborhood because he wears the color, right? We know better than them when we start doing that. Don't think or clutch your pearls. Oh, no, not me. Because if you don't stand up for everyone, they eventually going to make it to you and find something wrong with you. Even if you believed in everything they believed in, they will find a flaw because the rest of us will be gone. I love you guys. We have lived together in this world forever, like 300,000 years. And before that, we got along with other tribes and other species of human to become us because times were drastic and things were changing. And it was environmental changes that evolved us to human beings right now, who we are right now. And it's only been 300,000 years at the most that we know of right now. But the process of us becoming this Homo sapiens sapien, we had to work together, not draw lines and put up flags and colors, no matter what you believe in. Right? As long as you're not hurting children and the least among you, you are still a human being. You know? All that other stuff does not matter, but our children, bro, this is like we're killing them. And we're forcing them to do drugs that they can't come back from now. This ain't the natural stuff that we had, man. Progress isn't always good. It has to be kept in line. That's what I'm saying. We go too far each way. It doesn't have to be my way or the highway. It just has to be, I make my adult decisions on my own. And you have no right to tell me who, what, why, or where my decision comes from. It doesn't matter to you. It does not affect your daily life. You know? I was talking to someone and they were like, oh, I'm sorry if I offend you, but I don't agree with you, your gayness and your marriage. I was like, that's okay. I've been with the same person for over 20 years. You know? Well, 17 because we did take a 5-year hiatus. But we've been together that long. And we raised a wonderful young man. And let him decide who he is. And he's straight up straight, you know. That's all there is to it. Bring him down the girl aisle when he was little, and he wouldn't even look one way or the other. He went straight to the boys' toys. But when he went to his little friend's house and he forgot his toys, he dressed up with her. It was no big deal. Nobody pointed it out but the ones that were afraid. They're kids. They have no boy, girl at this point. We shouldn't teach them that it's this or that. We should let them explore that, you know? Your whole life is an experiment, right? What works for you. And if what works for you is good for you, it doesn't mean it's good for everybody else, you know? And like I said, too much of a good thing's bad. You eat too many dang on oranges. You try and eat the 10,000 BTUs that they whatever it is that they tell you that they giving you in this pill. You try and eat that, and you'd be sick as a dog. Not all you can use anything and make it bad or good. Even if it is good, it doesn't matter. You can misuse it, right? We're not different. We're not different from each other. When as far as feelings and separation and exploration, no shame in that game as long as you're not forcing someone to do it with you. And they're adult and they understand what's going on with them and their body. You know? I used to tell my young son, you got to look at intercourse a different way as a man, right? If you get a whole bunch of girls, you're a hero. But if a girl experiments and tries a whole bunch of guys and see what she likes, she a hoe. Give me a break, bro. Give me a break. You don't say that. We're human beings. Until we try something, we don't know if we like it or not. You know? There's a method I do, and I learned it. I'm going to tell you how I learned it, where I got the idea from. I used to do odd work, right? So, because I can't work a regular job, I'm inappropriate, and I'm too fidgety, and I feel uncomfortable there because everybody else can keep control and I can't. So, the point was, you don't you can't choose, right? I gave my son a bunch of ideas and right choices and wrong choices, and but I gave him all good choices first at a very young age, so he'd know what a right choice was, right? Because they don't know. Just because you think you made a right choice don't mean it's right for everyone. So, it's exploration. They got to figure that out. And it's good. It's good that you let them do that. I love that he went to church and had community and love from everybody. He fit in right there. I didn't. And I wanted him to know if that's where he wanted to be, I would support him. I don't want you to stop believing in God. That brings really good people together to do good things. But it also breeds predators, right? You've got to be honest with yourself and the people around you. When you see something bad and wrong, don't protect the institution. Protect the people, especially the kids. We're no different than the friggin' clover trying to grow out here. It will never grow exactly the same as another clover. But it supports each other. It helps each other. We take away fungus, right, from our gardens. And there's good fungi and there's bad. And so we take that away and we think we have the answer. But if you know anything about this organism, you put it in your garden, and if your plants are in distress or your soil's not right, it sends out a signal, and that is their medicine. That's their doctor that comes running. It sends out a signal to help them, and the fungus does that. But we took that away because we thought we knew better. No, we don't. Progress can be bad if you let bad actors intrude on it and protect the institution and hide them, right? That's what I'm saying. We got to drop all that we've been told. There's been a lot of bad actors that have planted a lot of seeds that have grown now. And it's time to nip the buds. Dandelions are good for you. They're not a weed. I've eaten them my whole life until everybody started putting Roundup on them and I couldn't find them. You know? It's good for me. Why you got to kill it? It's just trying to live. It gives me something. It gives me nutrition and health. But you think it's bad because it looks ugly and it's not pretty. Everything's ugly and not pretty, baby. That's the thing, my technique. Okay, my odd job. I would be hired by these gentlemen that would come off the boats after long periods of time, and they would shoot up their drugs. And I would go to wherever they need me to go, and I would take care of them, right? They would do their drug, and I would make sure they didn't OD. There was never no sex because they were all into just decompressing. They didn't want sex. They just wanted to be. And so they had a safe place because I'm allergic to any of that. I've been around it my whole life. I've been to teas and blue parties when I was 4 and 5 years old. So I wouldn't do it for them or nothing, but I'd make sure nobody would hurt them while they were in this state, while they felt protected in this state. That's where they had to be at in the moment. They just worked hard, man. And nothing seems right because that's all they got to do is work and get off and then work and then get off and then work and then get off and then work and then get off. That's hard. That's not how we live. That's not how a human being's supposed to be. They told us it was, but they're wrong. And they know this. We can see this now because there's not enough work for everyone. Machines are working for us. So we need to be nicer to each other and help each other out more, no matter what, who, when, where, why. Who cares about all that? One human being to another. One little bee to another. We went to go cut the, it's like the people, like now we know why you want to overgrow it because they was starting to cut my grass and they're like, wow, they're feeding on everything. I'm like, yeah, and you're about to kill it. You have bees. Yeah, and you're about to kill all their food source. Yeah, maybe they need a place too. We done wiped out the grasslands and all we have is forest. They need each other. They need each other. We need them. We need everything here, even the broken, the damaged, right? We can't leave them behind. They're the most vulnerable. But they would sit there in their states, right? And they would feel their face like if they didn't know who that was. Like if they were blind, they didn't know who that was. And they would just feel their face. What is that? Is that a rock? Is it a nose? Is it, and I would watch this. And so I do it. Not being high. Relaxing. And just do it and feel my face like if I don't even know what I'm touching, but it's better than a mirror. I can see everything of me, not just what is this. This is very vulnerable for me. This is kind of hard, so I'm glad I'm doing it. So I hope it helps someone. It can. I'm about to run out of time here. I don't know. I got 5 minutes. So, yeah, I got a lot of stuff on my phone. I really got to get a memory card, and I don't know what to do and nothing. But that's okay. We're going to figure it out. We got to go on this journey and drop all these things and accept people for who they are. They don't pay your bills. You don't pay their bills. And the ones who lost their way, they can't pay their bills. So they just need a little hand up. And it don't have to be cash. It just needs to be confidence and stability and safety. Safety to do what you need to do to be able to breathe and remember that, you know, we weren't made for this. We were made to work with nature. We didn't have times, the seasons. We had weather changes, and we knew this was the best time to plant, and that was the best time to plant. And we'd get together, and we'd have a harvest, and we'd party, and we'd have a planting, and we'd party, and we had good times and loved everyone. And yeah, there were beefs, man. People are messy, you know, but not everybody just shot everybody because they knocked on the wrong door or they opened the wrong car door. These are kids, bro. These aren't adults. They still feel safe at home, hopefully, if they're not under some kind of suppression there, because they can't be who they want to be, because they might lose everyone and everything around them just because they made a choice that makes them happy. And it didn't hurt no one else. You know, it may hurt your feelings, but your feelings mean nothing when it comes to real people and their lives and how they think about themselves, right? You have the freedom of speech to speak against your government with no consequences. But you don't have the freedom to speak to other people that way without consequences. They might whip your ass. There's just no right for that. You want to do it, there are consequences. Don't cry about it when you get smacked. Just hope they don't have a gun. Because there'll be no questions at all. No defense for you at all. Because you can't stop a bullet. And we've gone too far, people, and our kids are dying in safe places. They should have been safe places. You know? We're getting out of hand with these colors and lines and flags and shit. We're human beings, and we're not the same human being. We might have same different things, but they're same different things. Doesn't mean we have to hate you because you don't have the same different things that I have the same different things of. And yeah, that's wordplay. Because it's synonymous, right? It's a word made up. It doesn't mean nothing. But it means everything because it covers everything, because you can't make life choices for adults trying to live their life. You can't make them choices for them. And you especially can't make choices that affect their health life as far as what their doctor, a trained professional, and you, a layman who don't know anything about that. You can learn it. You can go ask people and study it before you make a decision, though. You don't just have to accept, well, I think this, or I believe this, or this happened to me or a friend of mine. We think that it's a miracle or something, or that just happened to me. There's billions of people in this world, or a billion people in this world. I don't remember how many now, right? So there's only so many sequences that can happen in the world at one time, right? No, it can happen synonymous. It can happen all over the world. When Johnny gets his toe struck in America, somewhere across the world and everywhere else around, like everybody has an old Spanish trail in their city or in their town. You know, that's there because they had to go through that trail. That was an old road. It's good to have that knowledge and that history, but we also built around that and progressed. But we kept that. I'm not telling you get rid of it. Some of it's good. But like, spare the rod, spoil the child. That just meant you have a shepherd's stick. Lead them. Don't let them do things that's going to harm them or anyone else. And I mean harm, not explore. Harm and explore are two different things. Just because somebody has an accident or a mistake doesn't mean they're done. That's the only way you learn. So I love y'all. I'm about to leave here. I ain't got much time at all. 1 minute. And love yourself. You need it. You deserve it. Don't let societal woes make your decision for you. Look inside the person, the human being. I love y'all.